All right. Good morning, people. This is the day that the Lord has made. It is 7 o'clock. I'm going to kindly ask Rita. I've not heard your voice in a while. Rita, please lead us in an opening prayer.
All right. Almighty God, we thank you for this moment again that we're in your presence. We are here to learn from the wisdom you've shared with your servants. And may this wisdom bring you glory. May this meeting bring you glory. We pray for everyone on this call that you may give them guidance and wisdom. In Jesus' name we have prayed. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much for your prayer, Rita. So, people, welcome back again to another exciting day. Last Tuesday, we had an interesting topic on subscription, and I'm sure it left many people in awe and also full of concepts and questions. But today, we have our presenter back again to pick up where he left off, and give us more wisdom. So please invite with me Mr. Joseph Rwabose.
As I've not had the Kalulu.
Hey.
Okay. Thank you. You know, these days everything is digital. People even laugh digitally. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Director Grace, for this opportunity. Emily, I can hear you screaming. Thank you. So last week, we actually let me just go ahead and do I have permission to share my screen, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, we enabled that. You should be able to share your screen.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I'm Joseph Rwabose, a minister of the gospel, commonly referred to as the T-shirt preacher, because like Michelangelo had walls for his canvas, and Chinua Achebe had books. I use T-shirts to share and to learn. So we're discussing about the subscription business model last week and how you may not necessarily have to convert your entire business to a subscription model, but it's important if you look at what's happening in our day and age to at least have a version. You can have a version of subscription, just like most successful businesses do. Why? Subscribers are way better than customers. So there are some books we discussed. These are the titles that would help you get a deeper insight. Since I can't share everything in the few minutes that Mr. Chairman has given us, but these are some titles you could look into. I've shared this with CD. And what has boosted this whole subscription phenomenon? We shared last week that number one, the access generation. People no longer need to own the book, the CDs, the music album, the movies. They're no longer buying the movies like we used to buy them in our days. You take a VHS home. They simply want to pay for Netflix and access. So we're in the access generation. And in other countries, it's more pronounced. People don't own cars. They don't own apartments. They literally want to rent out everything. Number two, that has boosted this is the light switch reliability concept, where people are subscribing to Rock Telecom and Simba Telecom, etc., because they want fiber internet at home. People even want Wi-Fi on the airplane. Everywhere, people, even at a wedding, people asking if they can hotspot. Number three reason is what is termed as delicious data. Subscribers help you get real-time accurate info or data, which is worth millions if you're a huge business, even when you're a small business. I think we saw recently what Elon Musk did on Twitter with Trump, and he engaged, I think, over what, 80, 100 million people taking the poll. Number four is the concept referred to as the long tail, where people have gotten accustomed to the fact that you can have as much of a unique niche as possible. An example, if you're someone who wants to watch business shows like myself and Mr. Director, there are platforms that you can subscribe to and be able to watch The Profit, watch Shark Tank, watch undercover billionaire, etc., etc. But you have to subscribe. So these are 4 of many concepts that have led to the subscription model growth. And again, last week we ran through why a subscriber is better than customers. Number 1, they increase the valuation of your business thanks to what is referred to as monthly recurring revenue that they offer. Number 2, they offer and create an increased lifetime value of your customer, as opposed to someone walking in and just paying you 20,000 shillings for a haircut, and they may not return for the rest of the year. When you sell them a subscription for the year and tell them they're saving 50-30% by subscribing for a year, then you get 250,000 shillings out of one customer. So number 3, subscribers help you as a business or business owner easily smooth out demand. You can anticipate whether you're baking cakes for Christmas or you're a poultry farm. It's better for you to be guaranteed that your 1,000 trays are going to specific subscribers, as opposed to having the hens start laying and all of a sudden you're not guaranteed, you're not certain of where you're going to sell these eggs. So you're doing guesswork. Number 4, free market research. Subscribers enable you to do that. Number 5 is you get paid automatically when you have subscribers. Amazon Prime has, I think, 200 million. YouTube Premium has 50 million subscribers per month who are paying $15. So that's just passive income for Amazon as a business. Number 6, subscribers pay way more than your average customer. Why? They have subscribed, they have a membership, they want to finish their money. Someone who has gym membership in Serena, like I said last week, most likely is going to grab a cup of coffee. They may have dinner afterwards. They may meet friends there who will have more coffee. So they pay way more in the long run. Number 7, subscribers are more sticky. They stay around longer. They're more sticky to you. An example, DSTV. Once you sign up for DSTV, it's rare. I remember Apostle Mo talking about people who don't subscribe when their children are back in school. And then in the holiday, that's when they pay. And he said to get rid of your poverty mindset, subscribe, pay even premium, whether their children are home or not. Number 8, they recession-proof your business. I mean, COVID or no COVID, people still needed to have someone collect their garbage. That's another form of subscription. I have the example I've been trying to push some friends into. We all use toilet paper, right? And that's recession or no recession. If someone had a subscription-based business where I subscribe and you deliver tissue to my house every single month, I think that would be something guaranteed in and out of recession. Okay, so as promised last week, my son turned 9. I'm supposed to share 9 submodels of this subscription business model. Number 1 is the membership website model. I think what's familiar to us is the newspaper websites. Monitor, New York Times, East African, most of them these days, if you're out of the country or wherever you are, you pay a little fee and you access the website. We have many websites like that. There's Udemy, there's Coursera, where you get to learn a skill. LinkedIn is another example, if you can go premium. Then there's, of course, a story I love about dancestudioowner.com. And this really amplifies the concept of why subscribers are better. For 40 years, the mother and daughter owners of dancestudioowner.com, she had been in the business 40 years. She could only train a limited number of people. Because I mean, how many studios do you have? She had, I think, 2 or 3 locations. And it was extra challenging when she had to travel because she would be paid to go on a cruise and teach people ballroom, dance, etc. for like 5 months. So imagine you're away from your studio. Like Pastor Chris says, how many months can you be away from your business and it continues to prosper? So she was struggling, yet she was the best of the best. Until her daughter came up with the concept of let's do a website, let's put together a manual, let's put together videos, and anyone can access them for a subscription. This exploded their business. And not only did they get a global outreach, I mean, they had clients, I think over 2,000 clients, dance studio owners across the globe, 40 countries who subscribed. And that exploded. The charging an annual fee of $187. And within 4 years, in her 40 years of business, the mother, no one had offered her a price for her business. But within 4 years of setting up the subscription website, a company, Revolution Dancewear, that sells dance studio gear to dance studio owners, offered her a crazy price and bought her out. Why? Subscribers. So that's an example of the membership website model. Number two, the all-you-can-eat model. This is part of what we're using in one of our entities, Book Ants. We keep expanding the past 24 months. We have over 500 books currently. Likewise, Netflix has, I don't know, thousands of movies. DSTV has 600 channels. I think most of them are audio channels. But the concept basically is you have a catalog of content that your certain people will not finish, kind of like a buffet. So people pay for this model because I can have as much as possible, all I can eat, like it says. Newmastersacademy.com is a similar concept. Jacobo, who started it, young student, he was trying to pay for an art course in the US, and it was quite expensive, thousands of dollars. And he started his own version because it was the same way you learn off YouTube, etc. But he put together a couple of skilled instructors, set up a website. He started by having a Facebook fans page where he would share content for free. Some of his classes, some of the classes from the instructors, and he was able to convert that into 1,000 subscribers in the first year. This is 2012. Now there are over, I think, 7,000 subscribers, and they rose from $29 a month to $36. That's like you have so many videos teaching you about art and how to paint, etc. The third one is the private club model. This is why people are calling Elon Musk a witch doctor. Either he's a witch doctor or he's born again, but secretly, I think Elon Musk is secretly born again. Why? Some of his ideas you don't just pick from your average thinking. The private club model gives a sense of exclusivity, like you create some sense of exclusivity. An example, Twitter has 238 million active users. And people have been analyzing his concept to commercialize Twitter's verified blue badge. And he's going to charge $8. And in the subscription model is what we call the conversion rate, the rate at which people see an ad and then buy into your product or your service. So when you calculate, if you to have averagely online, the conversion rate ranges between 3% and 5%. So if he does 5% or 3% conversion, he'll still raise $18.7 million per month out of the blue. If he hits 5%, that's over $36 million just for people to have that converted blue badge on their profiles. Same thing with YouTube. YouTube has 2 billion active users per day. So when YouTube converts at 5%, that's $100 million, $100 million per month, or at a lower scale, 2.5%. I'm talking about YouTube Premium. YouTube Premium, my wife introduced me to this some years ago when she traveled. You can watch YouTube, number one, without any adverts, which was a breather for me. Number two, you can download content and watch it later, etc. So that's private club model. Then the front of the line model. This is really what we see with financial institution banks, where you pay 50,000, be it in DFCU, EcoBank, etc. Back in the day, you'd get you can walk into the bank. I think even now, walk into the bank after ordinary hours. You get extra services, personal contact person, etc. That's front of the line model, kind of like having a business class or an airline loyalty program membership. Number 5 is the consumables model. Consumables this is something I'm excited about. We buy bread and milk, especially if you have a huge family, every week. I remember we tested this with a friend of ours who was into bread, and it was so successful, he had to pause it because the demand was too crazy. Imagine if you could just pay someone to deliver bread and milk to your house, and like you forget about that. You just have them do it. This happened with diapers.com. Some 2 young ladies set it up. They were having 40% growth per year until Amazon felt threatened. They forcefully bought them out, paid $500 million. This is in 2010. They bought the company, then shut it down. Then the simplifier model. I love what Gmail has done. They'll give you 10 GB, right? 10, 15 GB for free. But they're sure, give it 2 years, give it 5 years, give it 10 years. You run out of your 15 GB space. Then they show up and offer you, pay just $2 a month and get extra space, up to 100 GB. So they have 1 billion users. Again, if 3%, at a 3% conversion rate, that is 30 million subscribers paying $2 a month. Like, to simplify your life, you don't have to stress with getting into your email inbox and deleting old emails every month. Same thing with Jibu Water. You don't have to get into the whole concept of boiling water like we used to boil and put it in the fridge, etc. Jibu Water, which has exploded. I love their story. 2012, Glenn and Randy Welsh, father and son, go big, invest $500,000 of their personal savings. Tested it in Uganda, Congo, Rwanda. It backfired. 2014, they came back with a different concept, sell to the wananchi. It kicked off, and guess what? As of 2022, this year, they're doing $10 million in sales. Jibu Water, $10 million in sales, with 40% growth per year. 2,600 employees, only 4 are foreigners or white. This simplifier model is they set it and forget it. Like, I just have Jibu deliver to my office, deliver to my home. I've set it, I forget it, I just pay the subscription, whatever I'm using. Then the network model. This is where you have WhatsApp, Zoom, Telegram, SafeBorder, all closer to home telecoms. We all remember the time where people were asking you, what's your worried number? The network model works in a way that the more people get onto the platform, like WhatsApp, like Telegram, etc., the more people benefit. That's why people are always asking, what's your worried number? I know you're an MTN, but don't you have a worried number? Which is now Airtel. So that's the network model of subscription. I'll just fly through. Then the peace of mind model. Peace of mind, you do this basically to have a peace of mind. That's what makes you subscribe. Whether it's security companies, having tight security, Sekanyolia, etc., at your home, at your office premises, it's for you to have peace of mind. Yeah, that your property is safe, etc. Tumblr, a friend of mine, their company Thin Void, has been greatly successful with Tumblr, which is a border tracking app. We all recall the days borders used to get robbed and the bike sold for parts and pieces. Tumblr helped solve that. Same concept with life insurance and what this big boom happening with Prudential and Britam and everyone for this peace of mind. What happens if I'm not here tomorrow, etc. And then 9, to me, this is the most confusing one. It's the surprise box model. It's quite big abroad. An example is a company called Backbox. People are crazy about their pets in these countries where they're not debating about dust and potholes. So a company like Backbox, for dog owners are paying $20 a month to have surprise boxes sent to their homes with different treats every month for their dogs. And they've had growth. I mean, by 2014, there were 200,000 subscribers paying $20 a month. Yes, so these are the 9 that at least I've found so far. There may be others, but that's what I wanted to share so that we can learn from each other, maybe with a couple of questions and answers. That's it concerning subscription. So shout outs to Kik, my dear wife. Over
Hey,
to you,
Mama.
Mr. Try to keep time.
Sorry, I did realize I was on mute. I'd like to open up the floor for question. I can see John and Kandwanaho, investor. Your hand is up. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Investor Rwabose. My question is, are there businesses that cannot ably be subscribable to? For example, how would you subscribe to the financial world? If I have a microfinance institution and I want subscribers or something like that, kindly speak to that. Thank you.
Thank you, investor. From the books I've read and the case studies I've seen, every single business in the world, has on its subscribers. They're just looked at differently. When you look at people, this current boom of YouTubers and influencers, the Manuela Mulondos, Ann Kansime, what are they really selling? Subscribers. YouTube is paying them top dollar. They're being paid top dollar for billboards. Why? What are they selling? They have followers. You may call them followers, but those are subscribers. So in the financial world, same thing. If you look at what we are doing with circles and microfinance and these even these beginners, all those are subscribers. You just have to be creative on how you can implement it, but it's possible. From what I've seen, I'm yet to hear of an industry that subscription cannot apply to. It's profound. Even your voice, your negotiation with suppliers, even if you're car dealers, when you subscribe to an association, your voice is profound, your bargaining power is more pronounced, etc.
Joseph, can I add something to what Investor Jonan is asking? When you were talking, please. I just something popped in my head. You all have bank accounts. Don't you get bank fees? Don't you get monthly fees? Even for the ATM, for my bank charges me an ATM fee. Wow, why? But for using their ATM, there's like a 25K, I think, per month, whether I've used it or not. So, that's a subscription already. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Investor Jonan is also thinking you can charge me a subscription so that each time I want to get a loan, may I get it in 6 hours? Well, the rest of the people get it in, I don't know, 24 hours. You've gone through all my bio data, all everything, and may pay you this amount of money annually. So that you have all my instruments and my subscription is, sorry, my loan is applied ASAP. I'm opening up the floor for more questions. If you have any more questions. Pardon?
Saying very good one. The explanation you've given for Jonah K Holdings, that would be superb.
Okay, there's still someone is asking, how can you relate this to a restaurant business in Uganda? I think for some of you are going to start charging you consultancy fees, but anyway, freely given. Mr. Joseph Rwabose, can help us with that? How can you relate this to a restaurant business in Uganda?
No, we can even have a subscription on BLN. To log in, you subscribe.
Premium content things.
Yes. Okay. Solomon, Apt Media, please go ahead.
I'll start from where Grace just ended. He's taking this subscription thing too serious, too early. Some of us are still trying to appreciate it best. But my specific question is, we can't quite exhaust how you can tweak any business to embrace this subscription thing. So is there material, maybe a book or, I don't know, YouTube videos or material we can read to and thank you very much. I have my answer.
The man is in class, yes. Elder
Let me
Kamara,
screenshot it already. Thank you.
Elder Kamara, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks, Joseph. In your reading and research, have you found any core ingredients in all these subscription models? Have you found like a core ingredient that you say all the businesses that have succeeded in any of the models possibly have one or two ingredients that make them successful? And if yes, what are those core ingredients or common traits? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kamara. Honestly, the biggest for me is above average value. Above average value. Like the companies that have kept subscribers on and prevented what in the business we call churn. Churn is the rate at which people drop off. They subscribe today, they don't come back next month. You know, they subscribe this year, they don't subscribe next year. Think of it even in church circles. Once you give above average value, your church grows, your locations explode. Yeah. So same thing I've seen with successful subscription businesses. Above average value, where someone feels, in all honesty, the money I'm paying per month, per year, what I'm getting is way higher. Look at Amazon Prime, you pay $15 or $130 a year, $15 a month, $130 a year. But when you calculate the savings on the free shipping, the savings on particular items that have a lower rate, even if it's by $10, it adds up at the end of the year that, hey, I'm getting more value. You know, I'm getting more value. So if you can find a way of doing that, even with an advertising company, where someone feels, you know, this is way more than I've paid for. At least it may not be the actual picture, but if you make them feel that way, that's what I've seen as a common link in between those that have been successful.
Thank you, Joseph. John, please go ahead. I can see your hand is up.
Thank you. Maybe to add to what Mr. Rwabose has shared with us, I personally actually didn't realize I was really in the deep end of figuring this out for my business, but I was really seriously looking at many things. And what has really stood out maybe to help those who are thinking about this, it's very hard for you to, maybe in 30 minutes that we have here, figure out how it works in your business. I hope
John, I think you need to subscribe some more data.
I thought I was the only one struggling to hear him.
Did I get lost?
Yes, we lost you at some time, at some moment.
Okay, I was saying that what I can say is what I found that would work for every business is to start thinking about our business by creating products. Now, it's interesting to create subscription. You have to turn your service into a product, so to speak. I would call it productizing your business. For you to create subscribers, you must create things in small quantities that can be assimilated, maybe monthly, weekly, or whatever. And then you can apply any of the models that Mr. Rwabose has shared with us to sell those products, so to speak. So for me, I think the first step for every business will always be that you're going to create products. Whether the products are, Chairman,
Yes,
my
sure.
on and off, I think my network
No, we
is
can
bad.
hear you now. We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. We're hearing you.
Okay. So I was saying that as I started thinking about my business, it's a service. I'm into construction and design and things of that nature, but around construction. But I realized a person selling books, the books are products. A person selling toilet paper, the toilet paper is a product. But until I start translating my service into small products, then it becomes very hard for me to apply which model for those products. So each of these people, whether it's Amazon or YouTube or Twitter, they had to productize something. Like the blue badge is a product. It's a service, but it's a product. So we can say blue badge.
Let me interrupt you,
then
John.
now we can
Just
subscribe.
a second.
Thank you.
Sorry, let me interrupt. You can actually also do it as a service. Very good friends of mine, they're brilliant with websites and app development. A23 Labs, they do their websites for just $10 a month. High-end websites. All you pay is $10 a month, as opposed to paying 2 million, 1 million, 5 million to develop a website. You just start with $10 a month. That's all. Of course, the catch is you keep paying $10 as long as your website is up. But to get a top-notch website, that ordinarily would cost you 3 million, 5 million shillings. Yeah, not a template website. They are selling their development, website development service for just $10 a month. That's what you pay. So thank you.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, Director. Please go ahead, Director.
Thank you, Joseph, for your wonderful presentation. Maybe two things I would want to add. One is there's something software as a service which we subscribe to, a small thing for ERP. You may be using QuickBooks, and you pay something like $10 a month, and you're good. Just this morning, my Apple Music guys sent me an increase in price of $0.50. When I researched, Apple has 88 million subscribers. So by increasing by $0.50, their bottom line has improved by $44 million. $44 million in Ugandan shillings, it is 169 billion shillings. That means in a year, they're getting 2 trillion shillings. I wanted to put it in shillings to have effect, so that you know what that means. Lastly, I am not sure where this falls. There is something called fractional ownership, where you can, so NetJets is one of the examples. You buy into an asset, but you own a fraction of it, and you can utilize it in due course. So guys pull together and buy, utility of a jet, let's say 10 trips a year, and you can easily book a utility for that service. I don't know where that falls. Thank you so much. Hey, the other thing is, the last time I read, when you have a subscription model, your valuation actually goes 6x. So get your revenue annually, then multiply it by 6. Then that is your valuation. Otherwise, the rest is just your answer. You just be valuing things out of.
Okay, thank you so much, Director. Our time is fast spent. Mr. Rwabose, I'll just give you maybe 1 minute to close off, and then you could also wish us or pray for us a good day and week.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Evyoya really nails it. And however much you've been in business, 10 years, 20 years, and you try and get an investor, that's one of the biggest assets or benefits of the subscription model, and why we should have a component of it. Director, from some of these books, we actually learned that the valuation goes up as high as 30 to 40%. 30 to 40%. If you look at WhatsApp as an example, one of the highest e-commerce purchases, Facebook paying, was it $19 billion for WhatsApp a couple of years ago? The valuation is really high because people, it's like one person selling a salon and they're just telling you business has been good for 5-10 years. And someone else saying, hey, listen, we have 1,000 guaranteed ladies. Some of them have even paid in advance for this year. So which salon would you rather buy? The one that is talking about business will be good next month, or the one that is saying, we have 1,000 ladies, they have paid up front 500K for this year to come in, and that 500K covers their nails, yeah, or it covers their blow dry. See, I'm sure you understand blow dry and the rest. But that's how I would like to sum it, that as much as possible, this works for any business, even a restaurant business. We just don't have time to get into it, but you must have some version of subscription to your business. Just find a way. If you take time and go through this content, look at the books, I'm fully persuaded you'll find a way to apply it to your business model. Thank you.
All right, people, have an amazing week. We'll be back on Thursday. May God bless your businesses. May the value of your businesses grow 10x.